Olá, pessoal, boa tarde, tudo bem? Meu nome é Sofia Dantas, Sociedade de Debates Potiguar. Aqui comigo na mesa temos Ana Luísa, também da Sociedade de Debates Potiguar, e Gustavo Silvani, da Sociedade de Debates Soteropolitana. E é com muito prazer, e eu inicialmente vou fazer essa tradução em português, que nós vamos julgar hoje a final do Public Speaking do South Atlantic Debate Championship, que é o primeiro campeonato inglês organizado pela Condeb. É um prazer enorme poder guiar esse campeonato e conduzir a equipe de Public Speaking juntamente do resto da equipe Speaker. E hoje nós teremos 4 finalistas: José Fischer, do GDO, Gustavo Luiz, da SDP, Regina Diniz, da SDP e Beatriz Acioli, da UFC. Posteriormente no vídeo, eu vou apenas fazer orientações em inglês e espanhol, como é necessário para o campeonato, já que ele é um campeonato em língua inglesa e espanhola, quanto ao public speaking. E para todos que estiverem vendo no momento e posteriormente, muito obrigada por prestigiar a modalidade. And I'll go into English. Welcome to the final of the public speaking in the South Atlantic Debate Championship. It's a pleasure to have you all here. And the first speaker that's going to give out his speech is José Fischer from GDO. Fish, it's a pleasure to have you here. Just so you know, we'll have a scenario speech which was given to you previously, along with the instructions in regards to this competition. You have 5 minutes to give out your speech. We will have a time demarcations here on video, but we incentivize that you use your own timekeeping device or tool. And before we start, I'm going to ask Gustavo to read our scenario for this final. Please, Gustavo.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gustavo Silvani. I am from the Sociedade de Debates Soteropolitana from Bahia, and I will read the scenario right now. The present has become a dangerous territory. Amid screens that never stop glowing, hatred has found its stage, and its silence has become its accomplice. We now live surrounded by images and headlights that pierce through us without leaving a mark. Pain has become scenery, suffering, statistic. People speak, but they rarely listen. In recent months, the world has watched with an uncomfortable sense of normality the repetition of dehumanization across different geographies. No matter the language, the flag, or the time zones, the same pattern repeats itself. People losing their homes, children treated as collateral damage, entire communities reduced to numbers. And meanwhile, the internet has turned into a battlefield where people fight over narratives, forgetting that on the other side there is someone real. In this contest, the Vision for Humanity is born, an independent movement that tries to reignite the flame of listening. In a small improvised studio, surrounded by lit candles and a mural of unharmed faces, activists from different countries take turns at the microphone. There are no flags, no parties, only voices refusing to accept that the empathy has become a luxury. You are next to speak. The cameras are already on. Your speech will be broadcast live while the entire world watches, perhaps out of curiosity, perhaps out of hope. But out there, in the streets and on the screens, indifference glows. The difference between nations, what should be a celebration of diversity, has turned into an emotional border. Polarity, what should strengthen us, has become a reason for rejection. In many places, identity has become a target, and hatred, disguised as opinion, spreads like a fever. The world is watching. And it is in this moment, before the eyes of all, that you must decide the tone of your voice. Not to prove a point, but to remind them that humanity is not defended with bullets or sharpened words, but with the courage to feel, even when the rest of the world has already forgotten how.
Thank you, Gustavo, for reading your scenario. And just so you know, Fisher, we are doing a time demarcation at the time of 1 minute, 3 minutes, 4.5 minutes, and 5 minutes. And if you use any time over the 5-minute mark, you will be eliminated. So please take care of that. So whenever you're ready, you're welcome to make a speech.
I just take 20 seconds to make my setup and I will start. Starting in about 5 seconds. Good evening, people scattered around the globe. November 2nd, 2025. All Souls Day. On this day, we celebrate the memory of those who no longer walk among us. And so, on behalf of the vigil of humanity, I offer my funeral tributes to three kinds of people. By this candle, I honor those who suffered because of hatred. Thousands of lives taken because some men chose to hate. Children left orphans, daughters of war. Parents in despair, for they cannot bury their sons. Victims of those who kill because they couldn't speak with those who are different. Why should I not honor them, since the world called them collateral damage? Why shouldn't I honor them, since the world treats them as carrion? By this candle, I honor those who suffered while fighting. Those who broke the silence of apathy and said, "We are here." For as Martin Luther King taught us, he who accepts evil without protesting against it is cooperating with it. They went to the front lines and said, "Love one another." They were persecuted, mutilated, and martyred because they dared to say that life is worth more than a handful of coins. Why should I not honor them, since others call them enemies? Why should I not honor them, since others humiliate their story? And now, by this candle, I honor one more dead soul, one who is in a more dreadful situation. You. You who have abandoned your voice and embraced silence. You who sleep peacefully, wrapped in the sheets of indifference. You who have forgotten mourning because you do not honor those who suffer and those who fought. Why should I honor you? You deserve no honor. You deserve no pride. But you still carry something very precious. The battle spirit. A tired, fragile, fearful, weak spirit. But still a spark of courage. This light represents the way your soul must walk, so that you may see the injustice that plague our home and no longer wander mapless through the world of horror. This light represents the truth your soul must awaken to, so that you may realize that something good can be born from evil, just like a flower rises from a field of corpses. This light represents the life your rotting and dead soul longs for, so that you may feel the urge to change, to become restless in this place consumed by iniquity, and desire not a wasted life, but a true one. I set your heart on fire. In truth, this candle I light for you is not to guard your death, but to bring you life. You are not worthy that this light should enter your home, but say only one word and you shall be saved from the darkness in which you live. Martyrs, heroes, knights. Today, I honor those three souls so that the shadows dividing us may be dispelled. We shall be the light of the world, so the world will not be consumed. Rise, rise, there is still time, even if we do not know how much. The time is now.
I believe he has concluded his speech, Fisher. If you could.
Thank you very much.
We thank you very much, Fisher, for that fine speech.
Thank you. Now we're gonna call Maria Regina from SDP.
Hi there, Regina. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the public speaking final of the South Atlantic Debate Championship. It's a pleasure to have you here with me. We have Ana Luisa from SDP and Gustavo from SDS. Just so you know, the instructions were given to you previously to the start of this final. Is that correct? Either the scenario and the other instructions, but just so you know, you are going to have 5 minutes to give out your speech. We incentivize that you use your own timekeeping tool or device, but we will also make time. We will also track your time here through the screen, and we are going to do as following: in the 1 minute mark, 3 minutes, 4.5 minutes, and 5 minutes. And just so you know, after the 5 minute mark, if you use any kind of extra time, you will be disqualified. So please keep in mind on that. Do you have any questions? Anything you would like to say beforehand?
No, thank
Perfect.
you.
So whenever you're ready, you can start your speech.
Thank you. I would just like to thank my debating society, the Potiguar Debating Society. That's why I am here today. Gustavo Luz, obviously, because he is my boyfriend and he has trained me through this public speaking modality, and he's also in the final, so I'm also cheering a lot for him. And now I can start my discourse. I'm starting in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon to you all. I'm first asking you to be silent because I'm not here to simply tell you something that you already know. I'm here to tell you a secret. I'm here to tell you a secret that's so deep, so dark, that I myself can't keep it in me. So I ask you to close all the doors, close all the windows, close everything, and hear and listen to me. Because what I have for you today is so important, and that is that we're lost. We're lost as if we were in the middle of a forest and we didn't know where to go. We had no direction, no map. There were predators all around us, and we simply didn't know where to go. As if there were trees that formed a border around it, and its branches were poisonous, and we couldn't cross it. We're lost because we simply don't know how to act in. We don't know how to advance, how to leave this terrible moment that we're living. But well, fortunately, we people who are hearing this and myself are not in this physical moment of danger. You're probably sitting in your own homes comfortably watching this either on your phone or your TV. You're not in serious danger of life because you're comfortable. And when you look out your window, if you open it, you'll see that nothing close to you is probably dangerous either. There are just cars in the street, people in the sidewalks, and everything seems alright. And that makes you feel like you're not lost, which makes it a secret that you are. A secret is essentially constituted when you don't know something, or when you're the only few people of the few people who know it. And that's why I'm here to tell you a secret that we're lost, because there are people who are in that forest. There are people who are at this second fighting desperately for their lives. People who don't have a home to sleep at night, who don't have food guaranteed for their children, who don't have anything to rely on. And that's why they're lost. And we're in this society as well. And that's why we have to share that feeling. Despite the fact that we're not in the same situation as them, we treat that situation as if it were secret. As if those people who are hunted by these predators that we call businessmen, narco traffickers, politicians, that are just going on to them more and more and are going to tear them into pieces. We treat them like it's not happening, like it's okay, like everything is going to pass and be all right, but it's not going to. They are already being torn out into pieces. They're having to leave their homes because they feel like they can't be there anymore. Or perhaps because they're simply being told to leave. Because either they're in the United States and Latin America and being kicked out of the country. Or perhaps because they're in a war situation and they're a woman with a child and the government has told her to leave and let her husband be. There are so many people in these situations around the world, and we treat it like it's a secret, but it's not. And we have to treat this situation like it actually is a fact. And I'm here to tell you today that this is something that we can actually deal with, that we're actually a part of. Not because we're actually causing it, but because we're a part of this world. And we have to mention, and we have to talk about it. We have to manifest that we care, that we're minimally impacted. Otherwise, we're just another lost soul in this forest that has constituted our world. And we will not be able to leave it. We will not be able to save ourselves from the predators or save anyone else. So don't treat it like a secret. And don't shh in front of others who try to suppress you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Regina. If you'd like, you can now watch the next speeches. Now we are going to call Beatriz Oscioli from UFC.
Oi, gente. Dá pra me... Ah, sorry. I have to speak English. My bad.
Don't worry. It's okay. Hello, B. Welcome to the final of the public speaking competition of the South Atlantic Debate Championship. It's a pleasure to have you here. With me, we have Ana Luisa from SCP and Gustavo Silvani from SDS. Just so you know, you've already received instructions prior from this final, as well as what scenario you will be speaking in, but just to reaffirm and confirm that you have received them, correct? Perfect.
Yes.
Also, just so you know, you'll have 5 minutes to give out your speech. And just remember that we are keeping track of your time, but you are incentivized to use your own time tracking tool or device on your own as well. And we are using the following demarcations in 1 minute, 3 minutes, 4.5 minutes, and 5 minutes. Just so you know, if you use any time after the 5-minute mark, you will be disqualified. So please keep an eye on that. Do you have any questions before we start?
No.
Perfect. So whenever you're ready, please give your speech.
Perfect. You're gonna your tree's gonna keep, like, you're not gonna put me on full, right? Just so I can just...
I believe you
No,
are
it's just
already on full.
No, yeah, I know. It's just that you guys are there. I just wanted to know if you're there. Or are you gonna... Yeah, no, it was just that, the question, because I'm doing the Zoom in my phone, and it changes a little bit. You can
It's
be
okay.
in the
If you
stream.
prefer, we could keep you on the full screen if you'd like.
Yeah, I prefer just because I'm on my phone, so it's a little smaller, so I'm able to see better. If that's
Sure.
not a problem, I do
No,
apologize.
not at all. Not at all. It's perfect.
Perfect.
So whenever you're
Okay.
ready, feel free to give out your speech.
Perfect. Before starting, I just want to give like a little bit of thanks for everyone. Thank you for the organization of this amazing tournament. It's been really fun. It's always kind of weird to speak in English, being from Brazil and speaking Portuguese every day, but it's a privilege. And also thank you so much for everyone who made the team. Not only you guys, but also everyone else who's not here. And thank you for my amazing debate club, which I don't know how to translate. Amo vocês, STD. Muito obrigada por tudo. Okay, so I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. What happens if all the candles burn out? What happens if all the light and the warmth they give suddenly just disappear? We're always really used to coldness and darkness. From the past and since the beginning of society, we were divided into two groups. The ones who were allowed to be in the sun and the warmth, and they had all the privileges. And the rest, the minority, which was actually the majority of people, who were left in cold, dark corners of the earth. Who are left to fend for themselves, where the odds are constantly being stacked against them for survival. The ones who didn't have voice or being heard or anything like that. And even though there is so much darkness and coldness, everyone discovered, little by little, that we had our own flames and light. Even if it was little, even if it wasn't as big as the sun the other people have, we still had this. And the flame was fueled by our emotions. It was fueled by the anger we had at the people who had everything while we had nothing. This fueled our flame to keep warmth and light, even in the darkest place. Our flame was also filled with joy and hope for the world, because we hoped that maybe this could help a lot of people, that maybe even the flame, the littlest, smallest flame, could do some sort of good in the world. But those flames are burning out. Those flames are being left. Those flames are burning us for some reason. And I know, and I do know, that fire can be very dangerous. Because our emotions that fuel with it can become so overwhelming that stops us from doing anything we want. The rage is so bad that sometimes all we want to do is scream and cry and just stop existing because it's too much. And the hope that was supposed to be a good feeling just keeps being smashed all the time again, and we're just left with nothing. And sometimes it's better just to not feel, to let this candle burn out, for us to never have to touch it again, and to just leave us in the cold, dark place where we think we actually belong. But if we keep believing that feeling is too much, if we keep choosing not to feel, it's not going to make any better. It's not going to make any more easy for us, because we're still in the dark corners that we put in us. We're still suffering every day. But without the light, there's just no more warmth or a way out. Without it, we don't feel like there's sense anymore. And the future where we just we choose not to feel anything, we choose to just blow our fires out, is the future we're living right now if we don't do something about it. Because people are refusing to acknowledge everything that is happening right before our eyes. You are not the privileged ones. You are with us in this place. You are seeing people suffering. If you go out on your street, because you do not live in a mansion, you will see people on the streets dying. If you open your phone, you're going to see people dying in wars. And if you don't do nothing about it, if you choose to believe this is not your problem, you're just going to continue in the dark. So believe. Believe that even the smallest flame can do some good. Believe that you still have the rage to make change. Believe that you still have the hope to look for that. And believe that even if you don't change the entire world and lead us in out of this way, that you still have a little bit of life and warmth to help others who cannot light themselves. Because if all the flames and all the power, if all the rage, all the emotion blows out, we are left with nothing. We are left with no power and no way out. I end my speech.
Thank you very much, Beatriz. Now we are going to call to the room Gustavo Luis from SDP.
Just so our audience is aware, we are going to give out the instructions now in Spanish, since this is a multilingual competition, to make it as accessible as possible. And the next speaker is going to give out his speech in Spanish as well, so the audience be advised. And let's just wait until he arrives.
Galera, vocês estão me ouvindo agora? E se eu falar pra vocês que eu não tô pelo computador, é só o celular? Boy, inacreditável, pô. Mas, tipo assim, me interrompam, sinalize se der alguma zebra.
Sí,
Beleza?
pero
Show.
debes ahora hablar en español, por favor.
Ah, sí, perdona.
¿Te recuerdas que esta era una competición en español? Por favor.
Sí, disculpe.
Tranquilo. Gustavo, bienvenido a la competición de discursos de South Atlantic Debate Championship. Has recibido las instrucciones antes de la competición, pero tendrás 5 minutos para hacer su discurso. Vamos a hacer una marcación de 1 minuto, 3 minutos, 4 minutos y medio, 5 minutos. Te recuerdas que após los 5 minutos serás eliminado. ¿Ok?
Murió.
Cuando estés confortable, puedes comenzar su discurso.
Ok. Un momento. Vasco da Gama. Solo quería agradecer toda mi sociedad. Es un grande momento para mí. Y vamos a empezar, ¿sí? Una dúvida. ¿El tiempo estará a dónde? Oh, sí. Oh, ok. Mire. Iré comenzar mi discurso en 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. ¿Dónde están los dibujos que hacíamos cuando éramos niños? ¿Recuerdas? Una hora cualquier, un sol amarillo en la esquina, una gota de tinta azul formando el cielo, una casa con chimenea para hacer el papel más bonito. Quizás están guardadas en algún cajón o cubiertos de polvo, juntos con el tiempo en que el mundo aún tenía color. Los trajes de carnaval, las luces de Ramadán, los regalos de árboles de Natal, el Oktoberfest, en cada rincón del mundo, una pequeña muestra de color. Crecimos creyendo que el mundo sería una acuarela, pero la realidad no existe elección entre reír o llorar. La acuarela se descoloró, está llena de polvo, igual en nuestros espejos. Solemos ver el mundo con claridad, pero poco a poco se fue disociando. Hoy, las notificaciones de nuestros teléfonos son una fina ceniza que va enterrando la urgencia de una mirada lenta. La neblina de las redes sociales y las burbujas de la opinión distornan el reflejo y solo vemos la caricatura del otro. Somos adictos a limpiezas egoístas. Lustramos el reflejo de nuestro rostro para la Navidad, para la foto de Pascua. Un brillo forzado, mientras el polvo de la sociedad.
Gustavo,
Pause his time.
yo creo que la internet de Gustavo no funciona. Vamos a guardar. Estamos en contacto con Gustavo.
Hola.
Hola, ¿escucha? Hay trabado de nuevo.
Hola.
Hola, ok, escuchamos.
Fue ¿Puedo recomenzar o
Sí, puede. Sí,
todo?
pero sí,
Ok.
pero su audio no estás muy bien.
¿No?
Puedo escucharte, pero habla, por favor.
Hola, hola. ¿Me escuchas?
Ok, es mejor.
¿Mejor?
Sí.
Déjame hacer algo. ¿Y ahora? ¿Mejor? ¿La misma
No
cosa?
mucho. Lo mismo.
Ok. Perdone por eso. Quiero empezar
Es tranquilo.
otra vez en 5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. ¿Dónde están los dibujos que hicimos cuando éramos niños? ¿Recuerdas? Un hora coquero, un sol amarillo en la esquina, una gota de tinta azul formando el cielo, una casa con chimenea para hacer el papel más bonito. Quizás están guardados en algún cajón o cubiertos de polvo, juntos con el tiempo en que el mundo aún tenía color. Los trajes de carnaval, las luces de Ramadán, los regalos de árboles de Navidad, el Día de los Muertos, Oktoberfest. En cada rincón del mundo, una pequeña muestra de color. Crecimos creyendo que el mundo sería una acuarela, pero la realidad no existe elección entre reír o llorar. La acuarela se descoloró. Esta leña de polvo, igual nuestros espejos. Solemos ver el mundo con claridad, pero poco a poco se fue ensuciando. Hoy, la notificación de nuestros teléfonos lanza una fina ceniza que va enterrando la urgencia de una mirada lenta. La neblina de las redes sociales y las burbujas de opinión distorsionan el reflejo y solo vemos las caricaturas del otro. Somos adictos a limpiezas egoístas, lustramos el reflejo del rostro para la Navidad, para la foto de Pascua. Un brillo forzado, mientras el polvo real se acumula en los rincones del mundo. El polvo de la soledad del vecino, el polvo de los escombros en casa, que vemos 5 segundos de un meme otro, el polvo de la cocaína que atrae a los niños al narcotráfico, mientras miramos narcos Netflix. Este polvo no es solo sociedad, es el residuo de nuestra desconexión. ¿Por qué celebramos la Pascua y Jesús sin niños que son apedreados, crucificados, pero no resucitan? Porque olvidamos los nombres de quienes fueron asesinados por la policía por haber sido confundido por la color de piel, o los nombres de las mujeres muertas por sus maridos, o las personas trans que mueren solo porque son. Sus nombres quedaron cubiertos de sangre y polvo. Durante la pandemia, vimos a morir millones, fueron enterrados en fosas comunes. ¿Alguna vez lloraste de los ojos a una madre llorando porque su hijo pidió un regalo de Navidad o solo comida y ella no tenía cómo conseguirlo? Hijo, no hay comida, no tenemos nada. Y el niño empieza a llorar. Cuando tú tienes hambre, tú comes. Pero mucha gente no puede. La felicidad para ellos es como un Papá Noel o el conejo de Pascua, una imaginación. Y el mundo real, la imaginación fue vista por una maestra en Rafah, que entre los escombros de una escuela encontró un cuaderno abierto. En la página, el dibujo de una casa azul. Abajo, la firma, Omar, 7 años. El cuaderno estaba entero. Omar, no. Yo sé que esto incomoda. Reconocer ese abismo entre que los celebramos con música y danza y los que en silencio permitimos. Pero el primer paso es más difícil. Esa vigilia viene a recordarte que el espejo puede limpiarse. Por más antigua o gruesa que parezca la capa, no es nuestro destino. Cada respiración, cada río, cada día es una oportunidad de limpiar el espejo. Aprenda un nombre, Ágata, Omar. Deja que ese nombre sea el primero rostro en tu reflejo. Durante el tiempo, tu escucha, tu voto, tu mano, transforma tu espejo en una ventana, una puente hacia la humanidad de otro. Si ese espejo no uno perfecto y frío, sino vivo, cálido, quizás un poco roto, que refleja la fragilidad y el valor de sentir, que cuando la luz toque se forman arcoíris y nos recuerde que la vida tiene color y que somos todos iguales.
Gracias, Gustavo. And with that, we finish the public speaking final of the South Atlantic tournament. We are very grateful for everybody that watched it and for every speaker. We appreciate all your speeches. It was an amazing experience. Thank you very much, everybody.